Welcome. You've joined a team dedicated to helping patients. But how do we guarantee every pill is safe and effective? That's where good manufacturing practices, GMP, come in. It's a system of processes and documentation, ensuring products are consistently produced to high-quality standards. Our primary goal is to protect both the consumer and the company from safety risks. GMP is the heartbeat of our industry, and your daily actions are what make it work. So what is GMP? Simply put, it's the foundation of safety. In the pharma world, we can't just hope a pill works. GMP is a legal framework that ensures every single dose is safe and pure. It's our shield against catastrophic risks like cross-contamination or mislabeling. To understand why we are so strict about GMP, we have to look at the tragic history of diethylene glycol contamination. In 1937, a company called S.E. Massengill Company released a liquid form of a popular sulfa drug. To make it a solution, they used a chemical called diethylene glycol, which is essentially antifreeze, without testing its safety. 107 people, many of them children, died in agony. Now you'll often see a small letter C placed in front of GMP. That stands for current. It means that GMP isn't a set-it-and-forget-it rulebook, and it's a living standard enforced by different regulatory authorities, depending on where our patients are. In the US, we answer to the FDA. In Europe, it's the EMA. In Canada, it is Health Canada. If we are providing medicine to patients in the UK, you follow the MHRA. In Australia, it's the TGA. And in Japan, the PMDA. Now, why does this matter to you specifically? Well, compliance isn't just about avoiding a slap on the wrist from the regulatory authorities. It's about people. A batch recall doesn't just hurt our reputation. It could mean a patient doesn't get their life-saving medicine on time. Or worse, they get the wrong thing. Following GMP secures our patients' lives and, by extension, your job security. It's a win-win. To keep things organized, we use the 5 Ps. We're going to walk through them in a specific order today: people, premises, procedures, processes, and products. This is the roadmap for our training. Let's start with the most important one: you. Pillar number 1 is people. You are the most critical variable in this whole equation. A machine can be perfect, but if the person operating it isn't trained or following protocol, the system fails. We only have to look back to 2012 and the New England Compounding Center (NECC) tragedy to see what happens when the people pillar crumbles. In that facility, a fungal meningitis outbreak occurred because staff were not properly trained on sterile techniques. Operators were found to be skipping cleaning steps. Because of that lack of training and oversight, contaminated steroids were shipped to clinics. The result was heartbreaking. Nearly 800 people became ill and more than 100 died. This is why, before you touch a single piece of equipment, we make sure you are qualified and confident. We don't do it to slow you down. We do it to ensure you never have to carry the weight of a preventable mistake. You've seen the high stakes of our industry, but remember, you aren't carrying that weight alone. We've built a support system to ensure you succeed from day one. We don't just throw you into the deep end. Management provides clear job descriptions and ongoing training so you never have to guess. As technology and regulations change, we grow together. We assess performance not to check up on you, but as a pulse check, to ensure you have every tool and resource you need to be both efficient and safe. In this culture, your growth is our collective safety net. Next, Pillar 2, premises. Our facility isn't just a building, it's a controlled environment. We design it to prevent contamination. We utilize cleanliness and zoning as a physical barrier against risk. By separating the facility into distinct zones, we eliminate the chance of cross-contamination. This strategic layout, combined with rigorous sanitation protocols, ensures that no outside contaminants or residue from a previous batch can compromise the integrity of our current work. Look again to 2012 New England Compounding Center tragedy. They had leaky ceilings and dirty air vents in their clean rooms. The result? A fungal meningitis outbreak that killed over 100 people. That is why we are so obsessed with zone separation and facility design. A clean room must stay a clean room. We've talked about the facility, but what about the machines inside it? To keep our production line running perfectly, we use 2 different strategies: preventative and corrective maintenance. Think of preventative maintenance like the oil change for your car. We schedule it in advance to stop problems before they start. It's all about being proactive to ensure our equipment stays calibrated and reliable. On the flip side, corrective maintenance happens when something unexpected breaks or drifts out of spec. While we aim for zero downtime, our goal here is to fix the root cause quickly and safely to get back to standard. In a GMP environment, the best maintenance is the kind you plan for. By staying ahead of the wear and tear, we ensure the process remains stable and the product remains safe. Same-time machines and instruments must be regularly calibrated to ensure correct measurements. These are the tools of the trade. Pillar number 3 is procedures. We call these SOPs, standard operating procedures. Think of them as the blueprint for every single thing we do. In this job, there is no such thing as winging it. We achieve consistency by following the plan every single time, without exception. To see the danger of ignoring procedures, we look at the Ranbaxy Laboratories scandal in the mid-2000s. For years, the company bypassed validated processes and SOPs to speed up production and save money. When the truth came out, it wasn't just a corporate failure. It was a massive breach of trust that led to a $500 million fine and the permanent damage of their reputation. More importantly, it put millions of patients at risk because the drugs weren't produced using the validated processes they claimed. That is why our golden rule is this: if you see a deviation, meaning anything, no matter how small, didn't go according to the SOP, report it immediately. We are a team that fixes problems together. We never hide them. Your integrity is what keeps our blueprint strong. Pillar number 4 is processes. This is where the magic and the science happens. A process is a series of steps that guarantees that batch number 1000 is absolutely identical to batch number 1. The importance of a controlled process was never clearer than during the 2008 heparin crisis. Baxter's supplier in China changed the manufacturing process for a key ingredient, replacing real heparin manufacturing process and ingredient with a look-alike chemical. Because the process wasn't tightly monitored, and the change wasn't caught, contaminated medicine reached the market. Tragically, this resulted in severe allergic reactions and caused at least 81 deaths in the US alone. This is why we don't just hope the batch is good. We use a validated process to know it is. This consistency is exactly what allows a doctor to prescribe our medicine with 100% confidence, knowing the safety profile hasn't changed by even a fraction of a percent. But how we make sure our processes always meets the set standards? We do this through process validation, which is the scientific proof that our processes work. Back in 1955, the Cutter incident occurred, where a polio vaccine actually caused the disease because the virus inactivation process wasn't properly validated. It was a heartbreaking lesson for the industry. Today, we validate every critical process parameter, or CPP, to ensure that the results are the same every time, without fail. But what happens if a process needs to be changed as part of our continuous improvement or review? We manage change by using change management for any equipment or process updates, which involves formal assessment and validation. Every change is documented to prevent shortcuts and compromising safety. Pillar number 5 is the product. Every pill or vial we make undergoes constant testing before it ever leaves our warehouse. The danger of assumed quality was highlighted in the 2018 valsartan recall. Several global manufacturers discovered that their blood pressure medication was contaminated with NDMA, a probable carcinogen. The contamination happened because of a change in the chemical synthesis that wasn't properly caught by standard compliance testing for a long period. This resulted in a massive global recall of millions of bottles and years of legal and health concerns for patients. It proved that testing can never be a, quote, formality. In our industry, we don't just check for what we expect to find. We test to ensure the product is exactly what it should be. You'll hear two terms a lot: QA and QC. QA is the architect. They design the system to prevent errors. QC is the inspector. They test the samples to confirm compliance. Both are essential. Think of it like this. QA builds a safe car. QC crash tests it to make sure it actually works. Your daily checklist includes being competent, preventing contamination, following SOPs, and documenting everything. We also focus on safe facilities, validating work, controlling logistics and components, performing audits, and maintaining equipment. Now let's talk about 2 golden practices to maintain compliance: documentation. You'll hear us say this 1,000 times. If it isn't written down, it didn't happen. Accurate record keeping isn't just paperwork. It's a breadcrumb trail that tracks the entire history of every single process. Reliable records are our proof, but audits are how we keep that proof, and our performance, at its peak. While the word audit might sound intense, think of surprise audits as a proactive safety net. They are a brilliant way to find areas for improvement before they ever become a challenge. We don't just pass audits, we use them to get even better. We're coming to the end of our welcome session. I want you to remember, you are the guardian. Every time you wash your hands, every time you double-check a label, you are helping a patient. You are part of a culture of accountability. You aren't just making medicine, you're making trust. Let's make sure every pill and vial is a safe one. Welcome to the team. Let's get to work.